Good evening. Welcome to the Berlin Board of Education meeting. Today is Monday, November 22nd. We're going to call the meeting to order at 6:02 p.m. We will begin with a call to order and the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I would like to start the meeting out and congratulate the re-elected board members, Adam Selena and Tracy Sissi, and welcome to the newly elected board members, Melissa Gibbons, Gina Nappi, and Matthew Tenza. So welcome. We are going to begin our evening with a student presentation. Before I introduce the students, I would like to just say thank you to Mr. Dresko's students right up here performing as we were waiting for the meeting to begin. So thank you very much. You sounded wonderful, so it was very nice to walk into. And now I would like to introduce Mr. Boyles, the Madrigals. They're gonna come on up, and the Board of Ed, we're gonna go sit in the front row.
We're going to perform the national anthem, so if you all please rise.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? God shed His grace on me. God shed His grace on me. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed His grace on me, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea, to shining sea.
I know that the students are no longer in here, but could we just give them one more round of applause, because that was excellent. And thank you to Mr. Boyle and Mr. Dresco for having our students perform this evening and be so prepared, so thank you so much. All right, so we are going to begin our meeting this evening with special presentations. So I'm going to turn it over to Superintendent Benigni to talk a little bit about the presentations.
Yes, we're very fortunate to have the Lions Club here in Berlin, and that Lions Club's reached out to us. We had the club fair president, Gary Schmidt, and members Ken Scher, Dan Daigle, and Gary Binkowski. If they could come forward, whoever's in the audience from the Lions Club. All four, thank you. So while they're walking up, I could just share, there was a tip jar at the Berlin Fair, and somehow Berlin Public Schools was fortuitous enough to get the tip jar. And we got a phone call saying, we'd like to do something for the schools with the tip jar, and what's going to occur with this tip jar of $3,500, $3,400, 39, I have 34 in my notes, but thank you, 39 even better. A little more tips than we thought. Each elementary teacher in Berlin Public Schools will receive a gift card to purchase books for their book library in the classroom at the amount of $50. So we wanted to thank the Lions. We really appreciate that and all you do for the Berlin Public Schools. So thank you all very much. You get a picture? You get a picture of someone's phone? Come on, we'll get a picture of that.
Yeah, let's all go. Let's all get a picture.
Yep. It's gonna be a lot. But we'll make it work.
Thank you so much to the Berlin Lions Club. Does anyone on the board have anything they would like to contribute before the four gentlemen leave with a large check?
I just want to know what the Lions are doing to earn $3,900 in tips. That's
I know. Well, thank you for earning those tips for,
Yes.
for the students.
Yes, thank you.
For the teachers, but, you know, benefits the students. Great question, Carrie. I know the teachers are really going to appreciate that, and the students will benefit, so that's awesome. Okay, so now we are going to continue on with our special presentations. Yep.
This is always one of my favorite meetings because we really honor many of those people that make the Berlin Public Schools run behind the scenes. And first, I'd like to say a special thank you to 3 board members that filled in for the Board of Education positions over the last year. And they will no longer be on the board, but we want to thank them for their time, their efforts as they served. All of them gotten very involved within a year. And for me personally, as a superintendent, I know I could reach out to any of the 3, and they'd be right there on the phone whenever the school's needed. So if we could, I'd like to thank Stephen Weber. If you could stand up, Stephen, come forward. Thank you very much. I'd also like to thank Mark Perzin. Mark, stand up. Forward. And last but not least, I'd like to thank Stephen Jenkins. Steve.
Okay. On behalf of the Board of Education, you guys were wonderful contributing members. All 3 of you had brought different thoughts and opinions to the table, which were highly beneficial to us as a high-functioning Board of Ed. So you will be missed, and thank you for your time and service. I know it's a thankless position, but you are all very much appreciated, so thank you so much. And I think we have, is that everything for them?
I think they got it all set.
All right. Hello. Thank you so much. Have a great night. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to recognize a board member that has sat at the table and has been part of the Board of Education. This is his 10th year. I'd like to thank Mr. Tim Oakes for his service on the board and his 10-year anniversary. So, Mr. Oakes, if you could stand up and put some applause there. I could say a few things, but I don't know if I want to say everything, though. No, being on the board is, my role as a superintendent for the last 4 years. Tim has been an integral part of the board, and it's always great to have that historian who has the knowledge and the background that go back on the way things are, how they're occurring and why they're occurring, and that resource. Tim is our policy expert, and one of the board's major roles is to create policy. And Tim is our expert on the policy, and if there's anyone that can, go through something and fine tooth, Tim is that gentleman, and really appreciate him being part of the board. Excellent resource, and not afraid to get his hands involved whatever is needed. So, Tim, thank you very much.
I just want to say, I guess I should have learned from the 3 guys who were just up here and gotten in and gotten out. It's been a lot in 10 years. I still look forward to coming and spending time in a new board this year. It's going to be a fun year, a lot of stuff to go through and a lot of stuff to continue to learn. As much as they think I might know, having done this for 10 years, I still come into almost every meeting wondering just what it is we're going to try and figure out tonight, because you never really know where it's going to go. So. I'm excited for what Berlin Schools has done and what they continue to do, and I'm really looking forward to doing more with the board and with the town and with the district. So thank you. I was not expecting it, but very much appreciated.
It's time for me to turn the microphone back over to you for the committee reports. Yes. Go back to our seats.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I just want to thank Tim once again on behalf of the Board of Education. We always look to you to know the Robert's Rules of Order, and I don't think that we would have survived this long without you. So thank you so much, Tim. All right, so we are now going to turn it over to our student representatives. Do you have anything to report?
Quite a few events today. So this past Thursday, Berlin High School inducted 14 new members into our National Honor Society. So that's a really exciting honor for them. And more students can apply in the spring.
Both the boys and girls soccer team made it to the first round of the state tournament. The cross-country teams both had members qualify and compete at the state tournaments. Boys golf came in second in their class and at the state tournament, and there were numerous female swimmers who qualified and competed at the state tournament. The football team had a strong season, finishing last Friday with a win against New Britain. We are looking forward to the upcoming winter season.
Tomorrow at 5 p.m. at Sage, Berlin High School will be holding our Powder Puff game. So all money raised will go towards Berlin Helping Berlin and the Tyler Kopp and Nick Zuck Foundation, so all organizations that help immensely in our community. And it should be a really exciting night. I hope to see some of you guys there.
The Winter Choral Concert date has been changed from Tuesday, December 7th to Tuesday, December 14th at 7 p.m. in the A Gym. More information about tickets and the concert will be released as the concert date comes closer.
We have some service events coming up that we wanted to share about. So the National Honor Society is sponsoring the CCMC PJ Day on December 10th, which we hold every year. So students can donate at least $1 and wear PJs, and all of that money goes to the kids at Connecticut Children's Medical Center. Interact Club, which actually partners with the Lions Club in Berlin, has raised over $250 in the past 2 weeks, just through fundraising at lunch waves, and that money goes directly to families in the Berlin community who need help paying for holiday meals and other dues. And we're also sponsoring Angel Tags, which are partnered with the Salvation Army to provide children in need with holiday gifts.
And Upbeat's annual Christmas tree sales will be held November 26th through December 10th at the Berlin VFW, and students are given an opportunity to volunteer and connect with our community, and proceeds will go back to Upbeat to help future fundraisers and projects.
That's all we have.
Thank you. It's a lot going on. I appreciate the report. Committee reports. Go ahead.
So the curriculum committee met just prior to this meeting, which is why I apologize for coming in late. The primary focus of the meeting was to review some changes to the program of studies at Berlin High School. I just want to reflect just on the whole that there has been a significant effort to increase and diversify the curriculum to address what were the expressed wants and needs of our local community. So increasing career and workforce pathways. There were discussions about manufacturing and connections to local businesses and internship and work-based learning opportunities, as well as additional opportunities for students to earn college credit within the high school. So lots of exciting changes forthcoming.
Thank you. Any other committee reports? Okay. Correct report?
Nothing new to report.
All right, correspondence to the board.
Yes. I have two correspondence to the board. To the members of the Board of Education, I want to send my gratitude for the beautiful flower arrangement you sent me following the unexpected passing of my sister. Your thoughtfulness is much appreciated. Additionally, I'd like to commend the tremendous support and compassion of the entire Berlin community, especially the amazing efforts of my colleagues at McGee. Joy Cooper. Dear Berlin Board of Ed, my family and I thank you for the beautiful flower arrangements. Your support and well wishes are a comfort to us during the most difficult time. Kindly, Karen Coughlin and family.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to move on to the next part of our agenda, awards and presentation in conjunction with American Education Week.
If I could ask the principals to come forward, please, to announce the CAPS Award, so you could come forward to the microphone. As they're coming forward, I'm going to tell you a little about the award. Each year, the Connecticut Association of Public School Superintendents gives an opportunity to recognize students for what we call the Superintendent's Award. This award is given a certificate of excellence. The award is selected for students with prestigious annual award based upon such criteria demonstrating leadership of school, community service, service to others, and academic prowess relative to their ability. So it's not an award for just academic excellence, it's a well-rounded student. These students are selected by the staff at each building. I'm going to ask each principal or assistant principal to recognize the students at this time. We'll ask the students to come forward, and we have a certificate as well as a gift certificate. So if I could first have Griswold School, Dave Kitzman, principal.
Thank you, Superintendent Benigni, members of the Board of Education. It fills me with great pleasure and pride to present to you the CAPS Award recipients from Griswold School this year. Let's begin with a big round of applause for Callie Szymanski. Callie, if you want to come on down. Callie is in Mrs. Wade's classroom this year and has exemplified the characteristics of a CAPS student for several years. She is a kind and compassionate student who acts as a good role model for others and always gives her best effort. She works to make things better by including others and making everyone feel cared for. When she grows up, she wants to be a teacher because she likes public speaking and admires all her past teachers, some of whom are in attendance tonight. Callie especially hopes to emulate Mrs. Tardif, her grade 4 teacher. Other role models that Callie aspires to be like include her softball coach, Gabby, and her parents. Her favorite subject in school is math because she likes to face a problem and apply strategies to solve it. Specifically, she likes addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, and she doesn't care much for decimals. As she prepares for middle school next year, she hopes to continue to improve her reading and understands that she will need to put in a lot of hard work to reach her goals. Please join me again in congratulating Callie. Next, please join me in congratulating and welcoming Liam Sullivan. Liam is a student in Miss Baudette's cohort, who I did see here, and she's here to congratulate you as well, where he too exemplifies the character traits of a CAPS Award recipient. He is polite, thoughtful, and a young man who believes in service to others. I talked to Liam today, and I asked him what he wants to be when he grows up. And he told me he wants to join the Army and serve his country or play in the NFL. Liam is the left tackle for the Berlin Bears, and correct me if I'm wrong, your team just won the state championship? All right, good job, Liam. I got a lot more to say. Liam admires his mom and dad because they are good people who teach him the importance of the simple things in life, like holding a door for the person behind you and saying please and thank you. In his spare time, he enjoys playing football, basketball, and gaming. His favorite subject in school is math because it's cool to learn new things that can help me right now. And I've got to tell you, my mom is a retired high school math teacher, and if she heard you say that, she'd be so excited. So as you go through Berlin Public Schools, always try to find the relevance in what you're learning, okay? Good job. Liam has many things he still wants to accomplish before middle school and understands that that will require a lot of hard work over the next 7 months, but he is ready for the next challenge. Congratulations, Liam.
Thank you, David. Next, if I could have Hubbard School Principal Al Sousa come forward.
Good evening, everyone. Hubbard School is proud to acknowledge 2 students this evening. At first, I would like to congratulate all of the award recipients tonight. Very well deserved. Unfortunately, both of our award recipients are not able to be in attendance, but thankfully, to the magic of technology and live streaming, I will be able to honor them remotely. Lila, come on down. A last minute addition, I'd like to first acknowledge Lila Recupero. Well, that just made my night. Lila is an active member of Miss Brochu's grade 5 class. She has attended Hubbard School since kindergarten. Lila is described by staff as a kind, genuine student with a pure heart. Her skills, attention to detail, and passion for all subjects make her an outstanding student. Lila exhibits an eagerness and boundless excitement to learn. She demonstrates an extraordinary level of perseverance and resilience when faced with adversity. Lila is exceedingly flexible and patient, two qualities that are rare to see at her young age and typically develop in older students. When working with others, Lila communicates clearly and succinctly, thinking flexibly to complete tasks, arrive at solutions, or compromise with peers. If a student gets stuck, Lila is patient and understanding. She's a talented student with the confidence, charisma, and respect for others that will allow her to make a huge difference in the world around her. In speaking with Lila, I learned that she would like to be an artist. She loves expressing her emotions through art and especially likes to sketch people. Lila enjoys doing crafts, origami, and making creations in her spare time. Her favorite subject is math because, as she puts it, really good at it. It's pretty easy for me. She's happiest when she gets to spend time with her family and play with her dog, Coco. Lila has absolutely no tolerance when people try and rush time. Like when someone says it's almost 8 o'clock and it's really only 7:40. It's not even close to 8. You have like 20 more minutes. As a CAPS Award recipient, I asked Lila if she had any advice for me as the principal of Hubbard. She responded, "You're nice and funny. Keep doing those two things." I also asked Lila if she had any advice for her peers. She responded, "Love what you do and love your personality. Love who you are." In closing, Lila wanted to make sure to tell her family simply, "I love you." Congratulations, Lila, for such a well-deserved honor. Congratulations. Our next award recipient is Kevin Karwowski. So Kevin out there in live stream land, this is for you, buddy. Kevin is a contributing member of Miss Brochu's grade 5 class. He has been at Hubbard School since 2nd grade. Kevin is described by staff as one of the most persistent and dedicated students at Hubbard. He is a talented, well-rounded learner who is also a gifted artist and promising athlete. Kevin is caring, calm, intuitive, and focused. He is respectful, consistently follows directions, and tries his best on every assignment. Even when things are challenging, Kevin puts forth maximum effort. His drive and determination are personal qualities that will lead to success in all future pursuits and endeavors. Kevin's selfless acts of kindness speak volumes as to who he is at his core. With the reserved demeanor and unassuming manner, he habitually goes out of his way to help others. There is no doubt that Kevin will continue to accomplish great things in anything he sets his mind to. In speaking with Kevin, I learned that he wants to be an engineer. He loves helping his dad fix things and work on things like his cars. In his spare time, Kevin enjoys fishing with his family and playing video games such as FIFA. His favorite subject is writing because he enjoys making up stories, adding description, and sharing past experiences. He is happiest when he is laughing and having a good time with his family, but also loves to get something new or unexpected. Kevin did share that his tolerance is limited for interruptions by his brother when he is in the middle of doing homework, completing a project, or working on something. As a CAPS Award recipient, I asked Kevin if he had any advice for me as the principal of Hubbard. He responded, "Keep working hard and being a good principal." I also asked him if he had any advice for his peers. Kevin stated, "Never give up on what you are trying to do. You can always do it." In closing, Kevin wanted to let his family know the following: "Thank you for having me. You are absolutely wonderful." Congratulations, Kevin, for such a well-deserved honor.
Thank you, Mr. Sousa. If I now could have Megan Soroyce, Principal, Willard School.
Good evening, everyone, and congratulations to all of the award recipients. I'd like to call Coran Leon up, please. Congratulations to Coran Leon. Coran is a student in Mrs. Tibble's 5th grade class, and Mrs. Tibble is here tonight. When asked about Coran, Mrs. Tibble said Coran is mild-mannered, sweet, and a friend to all of his classmates. His wit and personality are contagious. Academically, he gives 100% effort and always strives to do his best. His classmates and teachers are drawn to his charismatic personality. He can turn a bad day into a good day. Coran is going to do amazing things. In getting to know more about Coran, I learned his favorite subject is science. He likes conducting experiments and learning how things work. He also enjoys learning about a variety of science topics, especially space exploration and all things related to NASA. He is intrigued by the unknown and what has yet to be discovered. Another interest for Coran is instrumental music, and he has taken on the challenge of playing the tuba. In 3 short months, his dedication has led him to learn how to play at a 5th grade level. Mrs. Lawson has noted Coran brings welcome laughter and joy to his lessons, and it's been inspiring to watch him progress from week to week. In his free time, Coran enjoys playing video games and sports. He likes to play a variety of sports, including basketball, baseball, soccer, football, and kickball. His favorite sport is basketball because he has been playing for a long time, often with dad or friends, and sometimes even his mom. Mr. Susi, our PE teacher, mentioned that Coran has always been an exceptional PE student. In the words of Mr. Susi, he demonstrates respect for his teachers and fellow students. He leads by example, always giving 100% effort in developing his skills, assisting others, and demonstrating good sportsmanship. The other students recognize this and look up to him during game situations. To learn more about Coran's future aspirations, I asked him what he'd like to do when he gets older. He replied that he wants to start a delivery business or invent something like flying cars or advanced robots that can jump, run, and talk. A day or so later, he also mentioned the NBA, so I wanted to honor that as well. Next, I asked Coran who inspires him and why. He responded by saying his dad inspires him. Every day, my dad tells me to be good at school and have a good time. He would like to thank his parents because they take care of him and love him. He wants to thank all of his teachers because they help him to learn good things. My 5th grade teacher, Mrs. Tibble, inspires me, Coran said. When I'm sad, she cheers me up, and she's a good person to be around. He also wanted to thank his friends as well because they are kind to him and motivate him. If Coran were to offer a word of wisdom, it would be believe in yourself. Whatever you believe, you can make it come true. Congratulations to Coran Leon. We are so very proud of you and look forward to hearing about all your future successes. I'd like to call Sarah Savi to the podium, please. Congratulations to Sarah Savi. Sarah is also a 5th grade student in Mrs. Tibble's class. When asked about Sarah, she said Sarah is very deserving of this award because she is hardworking, dedicated, and always up for a new challenge. Sarah rises to every new challenge that is presented to her academically. With her peers, Sarah is welcoming, caring, and always helping a classmate in need. Sarah arrives each and every day to school with a smile and a warm good morning. Her work ethic is evident in all that she does. Nothing is ever rushed or done without purpose. I'm excited to see all the wonderful things that Sarah will accomplish while completing her 5th grade year and time at Willard, Mrs. Tibble said. In getting to know more about Sarah, I learned that her favorite subject is writing because she gets to share her experiences and adventures. Sarah's been an active participant in instrumental music since the start of 4th grade and excels at playing the alto saxophone. When asked about Sarah, Mrs. Lawson shared she cheers on and encourages her peers during her lessons and shows her strength as a leader with her willingness to be a student model on her instrument. In her free time, Sarah enjoys hanging out with her family and friends. They enjoy playing board games. A few favorites are Sorry and Uno. And when the weather permits, they spend time together playing tag, hide and seek, or capture the flag outside. Sarah loves to read. She enjoys reading fiction and mystery books. She is an engaged reader and enjoys reading mysteries to see if the main character is on track to crack the case. Mr. Susi, our PE teacher, stated that Sarah has been a pleasure to have in class and is always eager to learn new skills and strategies. He said Sarah's a great role model for other students because she leads by example during class by always giving her best effort. She asks next-level questions to try to fully understand every new strategy and is able to apply those strategies to her team to help her team succeed. To learn more about Sarah's future aspirations, I asked her what she'd like to do when she gets older. She replied that she wants to be a teacher or a doctor. She wants to be a teacher because she likes all subjects, and she wants to know what it's like to teach these topics to others. She is interested in becoming a doctor because she likes seeing people healthy and doesn't want them sick. She wants them to enjoy their lives and be able to be active and happy. Next, I asked Sarah who inspires her and why. My family and friends, she said, they help me feel better when I am sad and teach me things I never knew before. She went on to say she'd like to thank her family. They have always been there for her and helped her when she needed it, and they understand her well. If Sarah were to offer a word of wisdom, it would be to always help others, be nice, respectful, and never give up. Congratulations to Sarah Savi. We are so very proud of you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mrs. Royce. Next, Mr. Urso had a family emergency, principal of McGee School. I'd like to have Tim Cheverini, assistant principal, and lead teacher Karen Dupre come to the microphone.
Good evening, everyone, and congratulations to all of the award recipients. I'd like to call forward Ryan Lavender. Ryan lives with his mom, dad, and 10th grade brother Toby. He is a stellar student and athlete as he loves baseball, basketball, and football. His teachers describe him as a stellar student who is consistently attentive in class, tries his best, and is always kind to his peers. Try to be the best version of yourself is his motto, and he demonstrates this by helping other students who might need a little support. His report cards show evidence that he is considerate of the feelings of his classmates, works cooperatively, and is simply tuned in. As a matter of fact, Ryan is considering a career as a special education teacher. Finally, he is a true role model to his peers and the McGee community. He is so deserving of this reward, and we are very lucky to have someone like Ryan at McGee and in our schools. Congratulations, Ryan.
All right, I'd like your help in congratulating Megan Snyder. Come on up. Megan lives with her dad, 11th grade brother Nathan, and 2 cats, Ricky and Shadow. She is an exemplary citizen, student, musician, and athlete, as she is acing all of her classes, participates in Sound Express chorus, and has a few medals in her collection for swimming. She loves to cook and bake, and as a matter of fact, she's looking to sell gluten-free cupcakes if anyone would like to place an order. Megan's teachers report that she is consistently exceeding expectations in all areas. She has a consistent desire to learn more, puts forth her best effort, and is kind and patient with her peers. She reports that her positive attitude and motto was taught by and exhibited by her mom, who unfortunately is no longer with us. They both believe there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. Megan's future is bright, as she would like to someday become a medical doctor. I think she would be a great doctor or anything else of her choosing. Megan is a remarkable role model, a genuine person, and is very deserving of this honor. We are grateful for students like her. Congratulations, Megan.
If I can now ask Principal Eileen Eustace to come forward.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here, and congratulations to all of our award winners and honorees this evening. So first, we would like to welcome and congratulate Olivia Salina. So if you would come down, please. It is with pleasure that I recognize Olivia Salina for the Connecticut Association of Public School Superintendents Award. This award is grounded in scholarship, leadership, and service, three qualities that truly define Olivia. Olivia has pursued and excelled at the most rigorous of schedules offered at Berlin High School. She has demonstrated hard work, effort, and persistence throughout her high school career. Whether it's athletics, organizing an activity, or solving a complicated math problem, Olivia just keeps working to get better no matter what. Going for extra help, staying up late to study, taking an extra workout to get stronger, or holding an extra meeting to ensure everything is ready for an event. She takes personal responsibility to better herself so she can support others. Olivia has been actively involved in varsity athletics, academic clubs such as DECA, honor societies including NHS and Rho Kappa, as well as Upbeat. Olivia holds several leadership positions in all of these organizations and was elected as class vice president because she has earned the respect of her teachers and peers due to her active involvement and ability to bring people together. Olivia has amassed an impressive number of service hours over her high school career, which speaks to her compassion and desire to be a part of building better communities. In addition, she spearheaded the return of our Powder Puff football tournament over 2 years ago in an effort to raise a significant amount of money to support local charities. Come to Sage tomorrow, 5 o'clock, wear your coat. It's gonna be cold. I admire Olivia for her personal qualities. She is kind, inclusive of others, civic-minded, and service-oriented. She makes ethical, responsible decisions even when it isn't easy, and leads others to do the same, and has somehow found a way to strike a balance in doing it all. Olivia plans to study biology and hopes to become an orthopedic surgeon. She is grateful for her family, who has supported her along the way and served as role models, particularly when it comes to serving others. I am confident that Olivia will excel academically and personally as she continues her journey. Olivia, thank you for showing others how to lead with strength, grace, and compassion. Congratulations. Next, I would like to call forward and congratulate Michael Vignon. It is with great pleasure that we recognize Michael Vignon as one of our recipients for the CAPS Award. Michael, I am truly convinced that one day you will run the world, and you will do so with the same care, compassion, and leadership that we have seen at Berlin High School. Throughout his high school career, Michael has challenged himself with the most rigorous of schedules and has excelled. He has served as class president all 4 years, running unopposed for 3 out of the 4 years. He is an Upbeat coordinator, NHS officer, and co-founder of the Coral Conservation Society. He plays in the band, is a lead tech for our broadcast and live stream events, runs tech for our plays and musical, and serves on our school-based Unity team. His involvement in everything stems from a genuine love of learning and curiosity and a conviction to not only contribute, but provide leadership in creating a kind, compassionate community. In all my years as an educator, I have never seen the type of universal respect for a student from his peers that his classmates have for him. Viggy is never afraid to say something if someone is being mistreated and always ensures that everyone is respected and included. He leads by action. Recently, a staff member shared that he watched him as he was volunteering at a McGee drop-in. For the entire evening, Michael never left the side of a student who had disabilities that might make it difficult to participate. He wanted to ensure that the student enjoyed everything the night had to offer. No one asked him, and Michael never even suspected that anyone was watching. This is just the person that he is. As for the future, Michael is pursuing his passion for plants and making places look beautiful. He started with our front entryway. He plans to study horticulture and dreams of running his own wholesale nursery. He has already started his own flower business called Little Farm on the Hill, so he adds entrepreneur to his list of accomplishments as well. Michael wants to thank his mom, who is always there to support him, even when his ideas are in left field, and the rest of his family for their love and support as well. Thank you, Michael, for all you have done to make Berlin High School a better place, and congratulations. Congratulations.
As you can see, we have some very special students. We have one more round of applause for all of our CAPS Award winners. With those special students, we have some very special teachers. Each year, we nominate a Teacher of the Year from each building, and then from those, a Teacher of the Year to represent the school district at the state level is selected. So I'd like to recognize each Teacher of the Year. If they're here, they could come forward. That would be great. So the first Teacher of the Year, I'm pleased to announce that Lori Donovan. Is Lori here? Lori Donovan is a teacher at Mary E. Griswold School. Lori has been an educator for 20 years and served as a Berlin educator for the past 7. She is currently a literacy specialist at Griswold. Lori is an avid learner and participates regularly in professional learning opportunities within and beyond the school district. She is currently earning her 6-year certificate in reading and language arts. As a literacy specialist, Lori is highly focused on building strong relationships with her students so that she can access the cultural capital each brings to school. Lori's approach to teaching uses a sea of strengths model. She believes it is crucial that we allow our students' strengths to define them rather than their deficits. Lori has been inspired by colleagues who are career-long learners and aspires to be an educator who is always seeking out new ideas to improve instruction for her students. Thank you, Lori, for your continued devotion to our students in the Berlin Public Schools. We're so happy that you're here for the last 7 years. Congratulations. Thank you, Lori. Thank you. If Michelle Pryor's here, could she come forward? Michelle teaches at Hubbard School. Michelle has spent her 9-year career in Berlin, first as a part-time remedial math and part-time special education teacher, and now as a full-time special education teacher at Hubbard. Michelle enjoys trying to solve problems and how different students learn, and is guided by the quotation, "No two flowers bloom exactly the same way." A colleague shares her calm and caring nature makes her not only approachable, but allows her students to feel trusted and comfortable taking risks. In addition to working as a collaborative partner with general education teachers and special education service staff, Michelle also serves on committees and supports the school functions that make Hubbard a warm and welcoming community. We are indeed fortunate to have Michelle as a teacher in Berlin. Congratulations, Michelle. Congratulations. Next, if Cheyenne Valinsky's here. Cheyenne has served as a school psychologist at Willow School for the last 6 years. She is also currently a doctoral student at CCSU. She is a strong advocate supporting our students through social emotional learning. Getting to know each student and developing a strong relationship is a priority every day. Cheyenne works with students in the general education and special education population. She brings skills in restorative practice, trauma-sensitive approaches, de-escalation skills, diversity training to support varied and complex needs of our population. Cheyenne is not only an advocate for her students, but she teaches them how to advocate for themselves. As she said in her application, we cannot grow student minds without first growing their hearts. Her colleagues describe her as an optimum and an outstanding team member. Cheyenne, thank you for making Willard a better place and the Berlin Public Schools. Thank you so much, Cheyenne. If Joy Cooper's here, come on down, Joy. Joy has been an educator for 24 years and has spent 19 of those years here in Berlin. I remember being an assistant principal when we hired Joy, so 19 years. Beyond the classroom, Joy serves as a coach, a team leader, as well as a BA representative, and has served on numerous school and district committees. An outstanding social studies teacher, she values tapping into students' curiosity about the past and making her lessons relevant to the present. Most importantly, Joy teaches students about life. She wants her students to feel listened to and valued, and to create an atmosphere in which students feel safe to take academic risks. On the field or court, Joy teaches similar lessons, teaching students to take a chance, learn from a mistake, and support their teammates. Joy is especially known for her humor as a way of connecting to and build relationships with students. Joy is a tremendous asset to the district in a multitude of ways. Joy, thank you so much. Thank you. And last, and surely not least, I am very pleased to announce that Patty Pyrus, school counselor at Berlin High School, has been selected as the 2022 Teacher of the Year for the Berlin Public Schools. Congratulations, Patty. Patty's been a school counselor at Berlin High School since 2006. In 2014, she became the department supervisor for school counseling. Patty credits her lessons learned as a child for her commitment to doing anything that she does well. She spends part of each day reflecting on what is going well and learning new techniques to provide authentic learning opportunities. It is because of these continuous improvement that she can initiate the arduous process of becoming a RAMP certified prestigious recognition by the ASCA as exhibiting the components of an exemplary program. It's really a way of noting our counseling program as an exemplary program. And I can credit, going off my little script here, I remember appointing Patty to the department head, and she's done an outstanding job here at the high school. Patty has been instrumental in leading the department's work and establishing student workshop to ensure that BHS counselors have an active presence in the classroom and are able to provide all students with developmental guidance curriculum. A colleague shared, students appreciate Patty because she knows their individuality and is focused on addressing their unique needs. At her core, Patty has a passion for ensuring that every student has equitable access to every student's potential, is nurtured so that students may feel confident in their abilities to make positive difference in our school and community, as well as a larger, diverse global society. Please join me in congratulating Patty as the 2022 District Teacher of the Year for Berlin Public Schools. Congratulations. Thank you. So you don't hear my voice all night. At this time, I'm going to ask Linda Holian, Director of People Services, to come forward and present the next award.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call Christy Ketley up. pleased to congratulate Christy from Griswold School as being selected as Berlin's Paraprofessional of the Year. Christy is a dedicated and diligent staff member in our SNAP program. She is the go-to person when a student may need some additional behavioral support. She's able to think on her feet in challenging situations in order to help a child achieve success. She's firm, fair, and consistent with her expectations. She's able to modify on the fly to adjust to whatever situation presents itself. She models strategies for other paraprofessionals and teachers. Christy's a team player, and her willingness to work closely with support staff and classroom teachers is a notable strength. Christy always has the student's best interest in mind. She's one of the best. She embraces her role as a paraprofessional with enthusiasm, purpose, professionalism, and commitment. I'm sure your ears are always ringing because we're always talking. We need Christy to help support those children. So congratulations, Christy.
Thank you.
At this time, I'm going to ask Assistant Superintendent Aaron McGurk to come forward and present the next awards.
Good evening, everyone. I'm going to announce the Support Staff Awards for this year, and I'd like to start with the Rosanna Zupp from Griswold School. Griswold School is proud to present this year's Non-Certified Staff Member of the Year Award to Rosanna Zupp. Mrs. Zupp is a dedicated employee of the Berlin Public Schools. She has previously served Griswold School as a substitute teacher, math paraprofessional, building substitute, and is currently the front office assistant. In addition to these jobs, Mrs. Zupp was also a dedicated volunteer as a parent. With the various roles that Mrs. Zupp has held at Griswold School, this feels like a Lifetime Achievement Award. Still, we want to draw special attention to the professionalism and grace that she has exemplified during difficult times. As the front office assistant, she's often the first person you reach when you call the school or the first line of support for staff looking for quick help. Her focus is always on the students and helping others be successful. She's an integral part of Griswold team and well deserving of this recognition. Congratulations. Next, I'd like to recognize Nazario Figueroa. I'm so sorry, I practiced even.
20 years.
But I'm laughing also because the next line says Officer Fig, because that's what they all call him. Officer Fig joined the Hubbard family last year as the security officer for the school community. Since the moment he arrived, his performance has been absolutely outstanding. Fig is a critical component and professional of the fabric of Hubbard's daily operations and philosophy. He establishes and maintains meaningful connections with all the students and families. Officer Fig collaborates with staff and administration to maximize his role and function at school, whether it's greeting all student drop-offs in the morning, supervising children during lunch and recess, facilitating dismissal, or participating in behavioral plans for learning. He is present, he is involved, he is interested, and he cares. While his core responsibility lies in the safety and security of students and staff, Fig's character, commitment, and skill set extend to meaningful impact far beyond his core job description. Everyone knows, respects, and loves Officer Fig. He has worked in concert with staff and administration to define his identity in such a manner that without question, Hubbard is not only a safer but a better place with his presence. Thank you, Fig, for all you have done for the students, staff, and families of Hubbard School. We are blessed to have you as part of the Hubbard School community. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Thank you for all you do.
Next, I'd like to bring down Joanne Adamo from Willard School. Joanne is a valued member of our staff. She has been the school nurse at Willard for the past 5 years. During this time, she has demonstrated an unwavering commitment to keeping the school community healthy and safe. She is kind, compassionate, caring, and takes the time to support others. Every day, she approaches every aspect of her job with a positive attitude and determination to help others. She supports students with a variety of concerns, from the tiniest of invisible scratches to dealing with more serious situations. She is always professional, calm, and makes it her personal mission to get to know the students as individuals and support them accordingly. Joanne approaches all tasks with a positive attitude and willingness to help in any and every way she can. She has played a vital role in helping our school community remain safe and healthy, and has spent countless hours at all hours of the day and night reviewing protocols with staff and family. One staff member described her as a true hero, stating, "She has worked tirelessly during this pandemic to ensure the safety of everyone in our school community. She continuously exhibits the same grace and compassion with students and staff." When asked about Joanne, a colleague said, "Joanne has a positive attitude and a willingness to go above and beyond to help staff and students when they need it most. Her caring demeanor and kindness are so appreciated at Willard." Joanne Adamo is an asset to Willard School. We are so proud of her and appreciate her commitment to ensuring the health and safety of our community. Congratulations. Okay, next I'd like to recognize Tracy Smith from McGee School. Tracy has served the McGee School community as a library media paraprofessional and in her most recent position as a building substitute. Her interactions with students and staff are consistently positive and welcoming. She is extremely friendly and her smile is contagious. Tracy is one who finds a way to connect and work alongside everyone. She is a quick and committed learner who truly appreciates her work with all 3 grade level communities at McGee. In her free time, she enjoys spending time with her family and doing activities outdoors. We are grateful for Tracy Smith and happy to recognize her as the #1 support staff member at McGee this year. Yay, congratulations. Next, I'd like to welcome Leah Carbonell from Berlin High School. This year, it is our pleasure to honor Leah Carbonell as the Berlin High School Staff Person of the Year. While her primary duty at Berlin High School is providing excellent health services for students and staff, Leah's work extends far beyond the walls of the health office. Whether performing CPR, bandaging wounds, running through the hallways with a bag and wheelchair in hand, or assessing a myriad of other health issues and concerns, Leah does it all with grace and compassion. You can frequently find Leah supporting students, staff, and parents as she wipes away tears, offers confidence and reassurance, and a safe haven for anyone that needs it. Leah is a passionate champion and leader for health, safety, and confidentiality. She never fails to pick up the phone, whether it is 10 o'clock at night or any time over the weekend, and has placed countless phone calls to parents and staff throughout the COVID crisis. She was instrumental in organizing and running vaccine clinics with Barbara Ventura this last school year. This was a huge amount of work that benefited so many in our community. On top of this, you will see Leah supporting students at performances, concerts, and sporting events, offering a smile, a pat on the back, or a great job. She is a wonderful contributor to the overall school environment as she walks through various hallways to say hello and check in on people. It is clear that even through all the craziness, Leah loves what she does at Berlin High School. Leah, thank you. We truly could not have gotten through the last year and a half without you. We appreciate your professionalism, your dedication, and your great sense of fun and humor. Congratulations. And finally, I'd like to recognize Nicole Damiata from the Board of Education Central Office. Nicole has an enormous amount of work that flows through her office on a daily basis. She competently completes tasks and does it with grace and a smile. Her ability to prioritize and complete multiple projects simultaneously is amazing. Nicole has an incredible foundation of HR knowledge. She understands the nuance of various laws and will often question things that don't seem quite right. Oftentimes, Nicole will identify potential problems and find resolutions before they become issues. Over the past year, HR became highly involved with all things COVID. Nicole worked to develop and manage the new FFCRA COVID leave benefit program. This was an enormous undertaking and required a terrific amount of patience as the rules seemed to change daily. She tracked leaves, contacted staff, processed paperwork, answered questions, and supported those folks who were dealing with stressful events at home. The feedback from impacted staff was tremendous appreciation for the support from HR. Specifically, they appreciated the kindness and clarity that Nicole provided when assisting them with their eligibility and leave benefits. Nicole is a pleasure to work with and brings a bright and cheery can-do attitude to the tasks at hand. We are so happy to recognize her accomplishments with this Staff Appreciation Award. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. McGurk. I have the last set of awards to announce this evening, and these awards were started years ago, and it's called the Friends of Berlin Award. These awards were given to people within the community whose work within the schools is instrumental to all that we do. These are volunteers that administration, PTO, or community are selected by the Board of Ed for their outstanding contributions as volunteers who devoted time, energy to helping the children in the schools throughout the year. So at this time, I'd like to ask John and Amy Payton to come forward. John and Amy are recognized from Griswold School. It's an honor to recognize and highlight Mr. and Mrs. Payton as friends of the Berlin Public Schools. The Payton family exemplifies citizenship. They dedicate their time to providing for others. As parents of 2 children, who are with us this evening, at Griswold School, they are active in the Parents Club and are always willing to roll up their sleeves and work to improve the schools. They stain benches, water plants, weed flower beds, donate pansies, volunteer in the library and classrooms, act as scout parents, leading projects to beautify Griswold School. Mr. and Mrs. Payton model for others what it means to make the world a better place. Thank you for always being there to support Griswold School. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. If I could have Shelley Haley come forward. Adorable. Shelley's from Hubbard School. Shelley's been an exceedingly active member of the Hubbard School community throughout her children's tenure at Hubbard. Mrs. Haley has 2 children who attend Hubbard School, Abby in kindergarten and Benji in grade 3. She is also the proud mom of a new baby girl. Erica. Shelley's constant volunteerism is underlying contributions is the meaning of what a Friends of Berlin means. She has selfishly volunteered in countless PTO roles, including fundraising, chairing pasta suppers, chairing book club, coordinating room parents. Shelley's authors to the PTO newsletter, develops PTO raffle calendar, and has coordinated family movie night and restaurant nights. She has also organized teacher luncheons, teacher appreciation gifts, and election day baskets. Mrs. Haley's willingness to donate her time and talents have enriched students' educational journey at Hubbard School immensely. She also serves as a room parent, classroom volunteer, a field trip chaperone. Shelley's commitment to Hubbard School community is any way that's needed and warrants the highest commendation. Thank you, Mrs. Haley, for all your constant dedication to the students, staff, and families of Hubbard School. Thank you for Berlin Public Schools also. Congratulations to such well-deserved honor. Congratulations, congratulations, thank you. If I could ask Melissa Uranagua to come forward. Melissa's been part of the Willard School community for the past 11 years. Her 4 children currently attend BHS, McGee, and Willard. Melissa has served as the president of the PTO for the past 2 years. During this time, she has increased the membership participation to PTO. She has supported our school community in a variety of ways, including the purchase of playground stencils, supporting a committee to coordinate a 5K fun run, and providing opportunities to bring the community together in engaging and fun ways such as Willard's October Trek and treat and family theme nights. She recognizes the importance between school and the community. She believes that it is a joint effort that cultivates well-rounded children. Her dedication to the school community and willingness to support others is second to none. As we know, Melissa is no stranger to volunteering. She has done presentations for staff and students on trafficking and served as the Cub Scout with advancement activities. She serves on the town's police commission, and she advises a sorority chapter at UNH. Melissa believes in the importance of giving back to the community and the power of service leadership. In her words, we need to be role models for our kids and how to be good leaders and nurture their community. We are lucky to have Melissa Onagwa at Willard School. We cannot think of anyone more deserving of this award. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Well deserved. Thank you. If I could ask Tracy Sisti to come forward. We are proud to recognize Tracy Sisti as McGee's Friend of Berlin Schools recipient for the 21-22 school year. During her tenure serving as the PTO president, she has provided leadership over the organization, supported McGee students and staff in so many ways, including providing a forum for teachers and families to connect during monthly meetings, supporting fundraising to secure resources for students, including children's programming, courtyard items for students to enjoy, family hardship funding for field trips, purchasing of special instructional materials to meet specific staff requests, providing volunteer help for formal and informal events such as grade 8 promotion, running lunch groups to hear student life perspectives, and securing snacks for teachers during long conference days. We are grateful for Tracy's leadership and view her as a friend of Berlin. Thank you and congratulations. And last but definitely not least, if I could have Missy Furlan come forward. This is Missy's final year having a student in the Berlin Public Schools. No. Okay, don't go anywhere. I'm sure the feeling is bittersweet, as you may have a little more free time on your hands after Jacob graduates. But I know how much you will miss the involvement at the regular interactions with everyone in the community. Missy, you always have a smile on your face, a kind word or positively that influences others. Even as your children had their high school years significantly impacted by COVID, you never lost your optimism. For the last 5 years, Missy actively supported arts, athletics, all-night grad programs. She volunteered at the soccer jamboree, coordinated senior night for the boys basketball. She was also very involved in the arts program at Berlin High School by organizing parent support groups for choir and theater, running fundraising, selling merchandise at concerts and performances, gathering donation items for silent auctions, obtaining scholarships by visiting local businesses and theater programs. In addition, Missy would make rounds with amazing treats to brighten the day of so many people. Missy, you'll be missed at BHS next year. Thank you for your positive impact you've had on all the programs in the Berlin Public Schools. Congratulations and thank you. Thank you. Don't leave. This concludes our recognition tonight, but I just say a word. In a times when things are so difficult, it is wonderful to see people here this evening. It's wonderful to be able to recognize students and staff and any organization. It's the people that make the organization. And I think tonight was a great representation of some of those people that make the Berlin Public Schools such a great place. So congratulations, everyone, and thank you. Yeah, you can do it.
Thank you, everyone, for coming out this evening. It is wonderful to see everyone here tonight celebrating those who received awards, so thank you so much. At this time, we're going to take a short recess. There's some refreshments right outside the door, and we will have the opportunity to informally meet the award recipients. So we'll take about a 5-minute recess. Thank you. All right, thank you. We're going to return from the recess at 7:29, and I'm going to turn it over to Superintendent Benigni.
Thank you. At this time, we have the annual election of officers. In front of each of you, you have 2 forms. The first will be the election of the president. So if I could ask you by written ballot, if you could complete who you would like to recommend. No, sorry, have to nominate. So, does anyone like to nominate someone for the office of president?
I'll nominate Julia Dennis for president.
I'll second.
Any others? Okay, now if you'd like to complete the ballot, if you would fold it and pass it forward, pass it to the middle. I have 8 votes for Julia Dennis for president for the 21-22 school year. Congratulations, Julia.
Thank you. So I take it over now.
You take it over now.
All right.
Do the secretary.
Thank you very much, everyone. Do we have any nominations for the secretary?
I'll nominate Tracy Sisti.
I will second that. Any other nominations for secretary? All right. Hearing none, you can fill out your ballots. Right. The vote is 8-0. Congratulations, Tracy, our new secretary. Not really new. All right, so we will continue on with our agenda. So we need a motion for the annual schedule of regular meetings. In your Board of Education Schoology, there was proposed meeting dates in accordance with policy 9085. Do we have a motion for consideration?
I'll make a motion to move to approve the annual schedule of regular meetings in accordance with policy 9085 as presented.
Do we have a second? So the motion by Adam, the second by Carrie. All right, we will open it up for discussion. Hearing none, would you like to?
Some of the new members of the board haven't seen the schedule because we were not able to access Schoology. So just so
Okay.
you're aware.
So they want some more.
If they want to take, pass mine around the hard copy, they can picture with their phone maybe?
Okay.
You have a copy? Okay. You want to just pass it down and take a picture with their phone, at least we'll have it?
You want to take a picture of that with your phone?
Julie, as that's going around, just a quick comment. Obviously, I believe it's been about a year now since we went down to 1 meeting per month. Obviously, if there is a need for a secondary meeting, we have that. And this does not count any of the committee meetings and/or budget meetings that are added in typically in the first quarter of the year.
Yes, so last year, when we went down to one meeting a month, we said that make sure that board members keep a placeholder of the second meeting on their calendar for workshops. So if our meetings, we have them typically the first Monday of the month, correct? Second? Second. Well, I don't have it in front of me right now, but it's all on my calendar. However, previously, we did 2 meetings a month, and they were, pretty much every other week. And the thought was to hold our meetings the second Monday of every month and keeping the fourth Monday open as a placeholder in the event we need to have a meeting. And that's how we came to 1 meeting a month. If you go back and watch last year's meeting, you'll see that that was the discussion. So I don't know if anyone has any questions or comments or discussion they would like to add around that. There were times last year where we did have to add in the additional meeting, and everyone was very reasonable with, we always had a quorum. So okay. Any other discussion? Hearing none, we can move to a vote. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? So the vote carries. Did everyone vote on this one? Can everyone just hold up their hand? All those in favor? Aye. Okay, 8-0. Thank you. All right, so we will move on to a motion for fiscal management. Do you want to elaborate on this, or would you like me to? Approval of designees for the purpose of signing checks for the general fund and grants, Berlin High School Enterprise Fund, Berlin Public Schools Activity Fund, Cafeteria Fund, and the Board of Education Programs is necessary in accordance with policy 9046, which a copy is enclosed. Would you like to add anything before we entertain motions for consideration?
I think that the people that you're approving is just so we can normally function as an organization. So the people they're relevant to it. Kevin Delaney and the Board of Education. Kevin Delaney is the finance director for the town. Barbara Venturi is an assistant principal. Doreen Guy is she's our payroll person. I'm just trying to get names for people. Doreen Guy is again for the payroll, for the activity accounts. Activity accounts range in all of the buildings, and so Doreen oversees that. Myself and Doreen for the cafeteria fund, and Ashley Dorsey, who's our finance director, and Doreen Guy for all BOE programs. So it's just getting the right people formally approved to do the business they've been doing.
Right. So do we have a motion for consideration for the first?
Julie, I'll take it.
Go ahead.
I move that Kevin Delaney and the Board of Education President be designated signers of the general fund and grants. I'll take them one at a time.
Second.
Okay, the motion by Tim, second by Adam. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? The vote carries 8-0.
I move that Barbara Ventura and Doreen Guy be designated signers of the Berlin High School Enterprise Fund.
Second.
So we have a motion by Tim, a second by Adam. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? All right, the vote is 8-0. Moving on.
I move that each principal and Doreen Guy be designated signers of the Berlin Public Schools Activity Fund.
Second.
Motion by Tim, second by Adam. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? 8-0.
I move that Brian Benigni and Doreen Guy be designated signers of the Cafeteria Fund.
Second.
Motion by Tim, second by Adam. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, it's 8-0.
I I move that Ashley Dorsey and Doreen Guy be designated signers of the BOE programs.
Second?
So motion by Tim, second by Adam. Any discussion?
Just that when we get to a policy rewrite and that motion is 1,000 words long, I've done my penance here. Somebody else.
Thank you for adding that to the discussion. It's very much appreciated. Any other discussion? Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? 8-0. Thank you. Thank you, Tim, for taking that on. It is appreciated. All right, moving on to item D, appointment of board legal counsel for 2021, 2022, in accordance with our Board of Education Policy 9055. The legal counsel to represent the Board of Education for the next year, 2021, 2022, should be selected at this time. First, we'll entertain a motion, and then we can open it up for discussion. Do we have a motion for consideration?
I'll move that the law firm of Shipman and Goodwin of Hartford be appointed to continue as the Board of Education counsel for the 2021-2022 year, and that they should be so informed.
We have a motion by Carrie. Do we have a second?
Second that.
Second by Tim. Now we can open it up for discussion. Is there any discussion around this item?
Shipman and Goodman, the Board of Ed and the Berlin Public School have used for quite some years, so I'm just asking how satisfied the board and the school is with their services.
All right, thank you. That was a great question. I know in the past 6 years I've been serving on the Board of Education. I have been very happy with them, with contract union negotiations. Anytime we've had to bring them in, anytime we have had to call them, I know that about 80% of the state uses them, and there's a reason for that. It's because, in my opinion, working with them in the capacity we have, they are the best. When we do go to other Board of Education conferences, their competitors do conference sessions, and, you know, I just, in my opinion, with my professional experience outside of Board of Education, I would not say that they even are of the same caliber. Would anyone else like to add to that?
Julie, I'll just say something, because I had asked a similar question, I think, when I first joined the board. I think a couple things. Number one is Shipman and Goodwin, we do not have a flat annual rate with them. It's hourly, so it's not as if we're paying them a flat rate for the entire year. But I think the point is, when it comes to educational issues, rather than reinventing the wheel, as some law firms might have to, because they've got so much experience in the area, it's actually faster for them to respond to us and more accurate. And I think it actually saves us a little time, because we've had the attorneys come and speak with us on various topics, and they're extremely knowledgeable. And I'd be curious more so, because I think, Brian, you interact with them the most, and I know we've talked about this, but it seems like your experience has been positive as well.
I think that, they have the history of being in the district, which can be viewed as a positive, negative. I think it's a positive in a lot of ways. We deal with their sample policies, and they're very responsive. So if you make a call, you usually get a call back within a few hours, and you're called back by the specific attorney that has the expertise in that area. So if you're dealing with special education issues, there are attorneys that just deal with special education issues. If there's labor issues, it's just labor attorneys. It's not like you're using one attorney, who's on a retainer, and that attorney's handling all of the issues. There's just too many with the labor issues, the special education law, 504, contracts. I think they do a good job. I'm pleased with them. And the ability to reach out to them at any hour, you'll get a phone call back on the weekend if they didn't get to you on a Friday. They're very, very responsive, which is appreciated at times. And if you need something very quickly, you can call up and they'll always find an attorney to get to you right away, which is helpful at times. So.
I would only add that it's a fair question, and one that I remember asking myself early on in my process. And I would just echo what others have said with respect to their responsiveness, their the degree to which they're equipped to answer and address any number of challenges that may come our way. So I would agree with what folks have said in terms of their ability to serve us well and proven record in so doing.
I can also speak from my personal experience. When I did get on 6 years ago, people in town, you know, this was one of our first agenda items, and they came up to me, they approached me and said, you need to question this. And I certainly did, and I believe that was, you know, Carrie and I had both been on, and we did. That was one of the first things we said. And, you know, I know one of the former board members was leaving, and we were coming in, and we did ask it. We asked a number of questions, but I will say, from what I heard in town to what I've seen personally, they are excellent. You know, any other chatter out there has not been proven to be true other than what they've provided us, and that speaks volumes. Is there any other discussion? Do you want to add anything?
No, thank you.
Anyone else like to add anything? All right, so we can move to a vote. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? All right, the vote carries 8-0. Thank you. Now we can open it up to our audience of citizens. So members of the community are encouraged to share their thoughts. It will be limited to 2 minutes per resident. If you would like to come forward and approach the board. All right, moving on to our consent agenda. The consent agenda has been included in the Schoology account. Do we have a motion for consideration? Motion by Carrie? Second. Second by Adam. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Two abstentions? All right.
So who's abstaining? Should all three abstaining?
You did, okay.
Yes. Yeah, it's okay.
Are you in favor?
Yes.
Okay, great. So it is 6 yes, 2 abstentions. And Gina.
Gina, okay.
Yep. All right, thank you. We'll figure that out. Great.
6-0, got it, okay.
All right. Yeah, we voted. Okay, new business, facilities-related update. I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Cugno, who has a report for the Board of Education.
Good evening, folks. I'd like to first take a chance to say congratulations to our returning and new members. The superintendent always likes me to do a little update on our projects. We do have a number of projects going on. They're taking longer, I think, than anybody would have expected, but there's a lot of professionals that have to be involved in a lot of planning, and also during the COVID time here, it's not as easy to move construction projects as it normally would be. But notwithstanding COVID, to do these things correctly, it does take a lot of planning, and it takes a lot of third-party architects, engineers, and also staff from the town to move these things forward. So just very quickly, I will update some things we had talked about earlier and actually have some dates where we can anticipate construction. The Library Media Center at McGee, which we've been talking about for a while, of course, a lot of it is already done. We have the lighting project that's going forward. We were originally going to do that last summer. That's going to happen this coming summer. The town council, by the way, did award the contract. So that is all in place and all funded. They've also awarded it with a 20% contingency because it's a renovation project. So in other words, well, that's actually not incorrect. They don't award the contingency, they just fund the contingency, and if we need any additional money to finish it, we know we have it. They're now going forward to purchase the products and the material now, and they're going to perform the construction during the summer. It is the kind of a project that would have caused a lot of inconvenience to McGee if that library media center wasn't fully open through the whole item. And we did check that with the teachers and the principal and everything else. So we're happy that that's going to move forward, and it'll happen next summer. Two other projects we've talked about for a while, the Hubbard Student Storage Projects, better known as the Cubbies, and the Griswold Band Room. I'm glad to say I wish the two principals were here right now, because we do now have those in schematic design and planning. They'll be bid in December. They're putting together the bid documents right now, and the construction is going to be done during, at least the way we're planning it at the present time, not having the bids in hand. We're planning it for construction in April vacation. So those will be done before the end of the school year. We've heard a couple of things about Willard. We have a big fire alarm project that's going on, which is now up in the $270,000 range. And that's been awarded, and it's going to be done this summer, so summer 22 completion. Also, the Willard HVAC system is going to be done in two components. The first one will be done this summer, and the second one will be done the following summer. I will state that, you know, Willard's going to be pretty interesting, because we do a number of things at Willard in the summer. And I think you're going to be hearing us talk about possibly not having quite as many activities, if any, at Willard during the next two summers, because of the kind of construction that has to happen here. And we haven't set that plan yet, but I've spoken to the planners and the contractors, and they're anticipating that we'll have to open that conversation pretty soon, which might mean some relocation of some of our summer programs and some other things to some of the other schools. But we've been waiting a very, very long time to get this HVAC system and the other two that are going to be done shortly afterwards on the run, and so we're pleased they're all funded. The McGee rooftop units, the same thing. You've heard about those for a while. Those are going to be done in the summer of '22, so we got more activity next summer also. Those are completely funded. And the last things are the YMCA items. You heard me talk about them the last time. Those, excuse me, the plans and specs are not only completed, but it is advertised. All those projects are advertised for bid this week. So they have a walkthrough at McGee and Hubbard on the 2nd of December. The bids will be opened on the 20th, and we'll be starting construction. That construction is planned right now for the winter and the spring. So it's not going to be something that's going to wait. As long as the Y needs the space, we believe we can isolate those areas to get that work done. It's not that big of projects, although generally, just to give you an order of magnitude, those two projects alone are about $350,000 of improvement. So, you know, they're still substantial. The last thing is the Transition Academy. You know, we've occupied 362 Main Street. Seems to be going well. We've had a few bumps here and there from a facility standpoint. They had to put in new boilers. That took a little bit, and unfortunately, as anybody that was involved knows, especially the teachers and the administrators and the students, that it happened right during the time when it was freezing out there. So we were moving them around for a little bit, but they got it. But the landlord, who's the YMCA, got the furnaces in there. We've got a few other things that we're going to be fixing up in there, like access issues, security issues, and things we're doing as tenants in the area. So those are the projects that they're all substantial. I'm pleased to say that they're moving forward and they're all funded, so they will happen, and we'll keep a close look on making sure those proposed budgets, not only budgets, but proposed schedules keep going. The last thing I want to say is that the F&O committee will most probably be taking up looking at the capital improvement plan that has been somewhat drafted by the town at this point. We haven't had any final negotiations or any conversation on it, just what was submitted. But it seems to me that money is going to be tight on the capital plan improvements. We've got some things that were already on the plan from last year that are going to be done this year, but a lot of the new stuff may not make it. So it'll be an interesting F&O committee going forward. That's all I have to report, Mr. Superintendent.
Thank you for the update. Are there any questions from Mr. Cugno? Thank you for a very detailed report.
Jeff, we haven't talked about it in a while, but the wrapping of the ductwork on this building, is everything complete? And
I didn't add a couple of those because we did it. I thought I did it last meeting, but the ductwork is generally complete. I don't know that they've done all the sign-offs and everything, but in speaking with Doug, he said that's a completed project.
And that went well, everything?
Yeah, it went well, and the same thing with the lighting for Berlin High School. They did a big lighting program, and those are completed. That doesn't mean that every possible thing is done and inspection is done, but for all intent and purpose, Doug is saying to me, we don't have to think about those anymore. They're taken care of.
Great, thank you.
Yep.
Anything else? All right, thank you. Thank you for your report. All right, one last item on the agenda for this evening. Do we have a motion for consideration? Do we have a second? So the motion by Adam, second by Carrie. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? 8-0. Thank you very much for a wonderful meeting.